Faculty of English, General English, English Literature, and in particular English language teaching, methods of teaching English or pedagogy of teaching English. So I have been in this profession for the past 15 years, guiding the students to qualify in AP-TET, AP-DS examination, TS-TET and TS-DS examinations. So, 2 days ago, the government of Andhra Pradesh revised the syllabus for AP-TET paper 1A, 1B and 2A and 2B. And what are the major changes when we compare the AP-TET syllabus of 2021 with 2018 or 2017? That we are going to talk about. So, as I told you, I am Dr. Venkanna or Venkanna, and I did my MA and MED in English from Usmania University. I did PGCTE, MPhil and PhD in English from the English in Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad, and I have taught English, General English, English Literature, English language teaching for more than 16 years in all the reputed coaching centers, and since 2006 both in Telangana and AP. And I qualified AP-SET in 2012 and 2013 and qualified for Junior Research Fellowship and UGC NET in Education in 2011 and qualified for Junior Research Fellowship and UGC NET in English Literature in 2013. Next, I was a Senior Research Fellow for 6 years in the English in Foreign Languages University and trained more than 10,000 and more than 100 batches and across 2 states and since 2006, and in all repeated coaching centers like Pragati or you can say Ramaya or Basara or Pratibha Karnool or Kutti colleges and Kakinada and all these aspects. And I was the first faculty who started English methodology, pedagogy of teaching English for the first time in Andhra Pradesh. So in this video, I am going to give you full detailed information with regard to and the syllabus for AP-TET, only AP-TET, not for AP-DSC, and syllabus for AP-TET 1A and 1B and 2A and 2B. And what are the major differences between 2021 syllabus with 2018 and 2017? So when we have a clear analysis of the syllabus and there is no difference at all, and same the syllabus of 2017 and 18 which is prescribed in 2021. So how many chapters are there for us as part of this pedagogy of teaching English or methods of teaching English? We have 10 chapters. You can see first chapter is aspects of language. This chapter simply talks about what is language, what is English, what is the history of English, what is the history of English language teaching, what are the recommendations of Macaulay, Wood's Dispatch, what are the recommendations of and Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, 3-language formula, Kothari Commission, and study groups 1, 2, 3, and curriculum development center report, and all that will talk as part of this chapter 1. Next, at the same time, we also talk about what is language, what are the definitions of language. So mainly in TET examination, most of the at least one question is going to be from language and definitions of language, nature of language and scope of language. So there are plenty of definitions and that are given by various writers like language is a system of arbitrary local symbols used for human communication. This is given by Varda. And language is a systematic means of communicating ideas and feelings. And by the use of conventionalized signs, sounds, marks, gestures, having understood meanings given by Webster's dictionary. Language is purely human and non-instinctive method of communicating ideas, emotions and desires by the use of voluntarily produced symbols. Like language is a means of communication this is given by Chomsky. Language is a system of arbitrary local symbols through which a social group interacts or to disperse it. All these were previous AP-TET, AP-DSC examination bids since from 2004. Next, most of the times you will get a bit based on scope of language. According to her, father of English language teaching is Harold Palmer. He says that, and language is a set of habits. Learning language is a habit formation process during which we acquire new habits. And he is considered the father of ELT, and he says language is rule governed. Every language follows a set of finite principles. What are the major important finite principles? Phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics. In the TET examination, you will have a bit study of word order, study of meaning, formation of words, okay, and study of speech sounds. These were the simple definitions which were given previously in the TET examination. Next, you can see name and principles of teaching English and characteristics of teaching English. There are three important characteristics: linguistics, sociological, philosophical. Most of the questions are based on linguistics. Language is arbitrary, language is systematic, language is real, language is extendable, language has a lot of reflexiveness, and language is dynamic. Language is language is primarily speech. You will have more than 15 characteristics which are proposed by C.F. Hockett. This is also a bit in the DS examination. Who proposed linguistic features? So like that, you will have a bit based on linguistic features. Principles of teaching English as a second language. What are the principles? And what are the principles of teaching English in Andhra Pradesh? Language, learning through listening, learning through speaking, learning through reading, learning through writing, learning through skills, learning through communication, learning through use, learning through creating situations, and today learning through discourses, learning through functions. There are a number of principles that we have. We'll talk about as part of that. Next, what are the major problems of teaching English in Andhra Pradesh, in India? This was the common bit last 2018 TET bit. 2017 TET bit. Which of the following is a major problem? There are plenty of problems that we need to talk. Next, second chapter. Objectives of teaching English. Very important. What are the aims of teaching English? What are the aims of teaching English? Broadly, there are three major aims of teaching English. The ability to use English as naturally as a child uses his mother tongue. First aim. Second, and to promote linguistic competence for abstract thought and knowledge acquisition. Second. And third, to construct both oral and written discourses. These three, and simply we can say BICS and CAL. BICS, basic interpersonal communicative skills, cognitive academic linguistic proficiency. These are considered to be the major aims of teaching English according to UGC, according to several commissions. What are the major objectives? 7 objectives of teaching English. Promoting listening comprehension, promoting speaking, promoting reading comprehension, promoting vocabulary and grammatical awareness, promoting and writing conventions, and constructing both oral and written discourses. We have plenty of objectives of teaching English. And what are the specifications? And there are every objective will have 5 to 10 number of specifications you need to master. You will have a bit. Next, third important chapter is development of language skills. Language is primarily speech, which involves 4 language skills: listening, speaking, reading, writing. What is the order of learning language? LSW. Why LSW? Why not RWLS? Why WRLS? Because Harold Palmer was a psychologist, and he was a psycholinguist, who made a very wonderful statement. And how does a human being learn a language? And they involved in a lot of behavioristic psychology and classified and provided the order of language skills like LSRW. What is listening? What are the types of listening? What are the constraints of listening? What kind of techniques as a teacher you use as a teacher for promoting listening skills at the primary, at the upper primary, at the secondary? Very simple aspects. Next, speaking. What is speaking? What is communication? What is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication. Okay. Next, what is group communication? And what kind of techniques as a teacher you follow to improve communicative skills among the students? Commonly, you will have plenty of bits based on all this. Next, reading. What is reading? What are the types of reading? Extensive, intensive, silent, loud reading, critical reading, and 2 important strategies: skimming and scanning. Usually, you will have a bit in TET examination. Looking at the railway timetable, you will have plenty of examples. I am just talking about syllabus, not previous examples. And writing. What is writing? Types of writing: descriptive, persuasive, and expositive writing, narrative writing. And how are you going to promote good handwriting skills in children? How are you going to promote good spelling abilities in learners? What are the mechanics of writing? And how do you improve good handwriting skills, good writing skills in children? That comes under as part of this. Next, approaches, methods and techniques of teaching English. What is approach? What is approach? What is method? What is approach? What is method? What is technique? So, what is approach? What is tech and method? What is technique? So you can say simply method, which is broad, which includes both approach, which is broad, which includes both method and techniques. Method, which is philosophical and theoretical, axiomatic, but whereas approach and whereas method is procedural. Approach is theory, but whereas method is practical. And technique and the simple techniques that are commonly used by the teacher in the classroom. And what are the various approaches that we have as part of our syllabus? You need to focus on oral approach and audiolingual approach, structural approach, situational approach, communicative approach, and constructive approach, collaborative approach, and you can say post-eclectic approach and post-method and era. These are all various approaches that you need to read to be and to score good marks. And what are the methods? There are broadly 4 methods: grammar translation, direct method, reading method, bilingual method. Apart from, you can also study total physical response, silent way. These are also considered to be methods. Techniques, 4 important techniques: remedial teaching and reciprocal teaching, reflective teaching and action teaching. These are all 4 major important techniques, and commonly you will have a bit based on remedial teaching in the AP-TET examination. Next. So when we talk about Unit 5, teaching of structures, vocabulary. What is vocabulary? What is active vocabulary, passive vocabulary? Next, adapt vocabulary. Content words, structural words, simple words, compound words, complex words, polynomials, binomials, homophones, homonyms, homographs. Okay, and what are suffixes, types, prefixes, types, and what is grammar? What is traditional grammar, pedagogic grammar, transformational grammar, communicative grammar? We need to read. Next, what are the major important methods of teaching grammar? 2 broad important methods: inductive, deductive. Commonly in the TET examination, you have a bit based on inductive, deductive. Once you check any bit, any question paper of TET, you will have these bits. Next, what is the criteria for selection and gradation of vocabulary? There are 8 principles: frequency, usefulness, teachability, learnability, structural value, regional value, universality. There are plenty of principles that we need to give priority, and gradation: simple to complex, known to unknown, easy to difficult, concrete to abstract. We have plenty of principles that we need to give priority when we talk about what are the techniques, what are the strategies as a teacher you follow to improve vocabulary and grammar in children at the primary, upper primary and secondary level. That's what this chapter is all about. Next, teaching learning materials. Very important. What is teaching materials? What is learning materials? What is visual material? What is audio material? What is audio-visual material? What is the importance of information communication technology? And what is the role of computer-assisted language learning, computer-managed instruction? We need to talk about all that. Next, lesson planning. What is plan? There was a bit. What is plan? What is unit plan? What is lesson plan? And planning that and at the macro level. Unit and year plan. Planning at the micro level, planning for teaching prose, poetry and supplementary and discourse. All this. What are the objectives of teaching poetry? There was a bit. What are the objectives of teaching a supplementary? Teaching a prose. Like that you will get bits based on this chapter. Next, when we talk about Unit 8, curriculum and textbooks importance. What is curriculum? What is syllabus? What are the popular definitions that are given in relation to curriculum? What is syllabus? What are the types of syllabuses? And what are the principles of curriculum construction? Every time there is a bit based on principles of curriculum construction suggested by Hilda Tava. Next, you can see and curriculum syllabus differences, principles of curriculum construction and philosophies of curriculum construction. So what are the major psychological philosophies? Or what are the traditional philosophies that include like classical humanism, progressivism, constructivism, and reconstructivism, cognitivism, like all these are different philosophies. What is the relationship between these philosophies and with the curriculum? What is textbook? Advantages. How do you evaluate a good textbook? How do you say that this is a good textbook and bad textbook? All that information which becomes a part of chapter 8. Chapter 9, evaluation in English language teaching. What is evaluation? Evaluation is a process. And formative evaluation, summative evaluation, continuous comprehensive evaluation. What are the qualities of good test? Validity, reliability, objectivity, subjectivity, ambiguity, feasibility, practicality, rubrics. There was a bit based on rubrics. And commonly you will have a bit. Which of the following is not a quality of a good test? Two not qualities. Subjectivity, ambiguity. Like you will have approaches to testing and standardized tests like achievement test, proficiency test, placement test, aptitude test, like you have. Usually you will get a bit. TOEFL, IELTS are examples for like that. Next, blueprint and SAT. Next large chapter is going to be pronunciation, phonetics and phonetic transcription. What are the sounds of English? What are consonantal sounds? How many sounds are there? 44. How many vowels? And 20. How many consonants? 24. And again these vowel sounds are categorized into two. And pure vowels and diphthongs. Definition. A diphthong refers to a combination of two single vowel sounds. And how many monophthongs are there? 12. How many diphthongs are there? 8. How many consonantal sounds are there? 24. You need to know some basic concepts. Again, these consonantal sounds are categorized in three ways. Based on the position of lips, based on the position of place of articulation, manner of articulation. Three classifications. You will get which of the following are plosives, affricatives, fricatives, alveolars, plosives. Like you will get bits based on sounds. Next is stress. What is syllable stress, word stress, sentence stress? How many syllables are there? In which of the following word there are 2 syllables, 3 syllables? Like you will have bits. And word stress, the word cricket is stressed on first syllable or second syllable. Like that you will get bits. Next, sentence stress. For example, I am taking a class. A class, if the stress is on a class, what does it mean? Like you will have bits. Intonation, the rise and fall of one's voice. What is intonation? What is falling tone, falling, rising, falling? When do we use? And what are the techniques of teaching and correct pronunciation to the students? So all these are various topics that you can have as part of that. So what are the reference book that you can read and for you to score good marks as part of and TET paper 1A or 1B, 2A or 2B, and you need to follow these. First you need to read, you need to stick to B.Ed, Pedagogy of Teaching English, latest edition 2018. B.Ed, Methods of Teaching English, latest edition 2018 or 19. Next, there are some important handbooks. There are some important handbooks suggested by AP-TET. Very important. These are available in the website. You need to refer if you have any doubt. There are 2 important resource books. One is for high school level and one is for primary school level. These are very important. And next, note to the teacher. Every textbook at the end you find note to the teacher or appendix 2, and that includes the number of what are the instructions to be followed by teachers and students in the process of transacting prose, poetry, supplementary or discourses, listening, speaking, reading, writing. They follow a number of instructions. You need to read those instructions. You will have 1 or 2 bits from that. There were bits previously. Next, refer previous question paper, very important one. Gather question papers up from 2004, 2006, 2008 and TET from 2011. Have all the question paper practice, very important. And if possible, you can also go through seated question papers. Seated question papers. That also includes a number of wonderful examples, and if you want to succeed, if you want to score good marks in. Next, apart from that, and I am going to conduct free live classes through my YouTube channel, VENKANNA ENGLISHGURU. Okay, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow, so that I will be able to post a number of videos and a number of free classes, live classes that I am planning to start very soon. And you can subscribe to Venkanna English Guru YouTube channel. Okay, thank you.